Welcome to the Monroe Garage. We're here today to provide some installation tips for Monroe OESpectrum shocks on 2006 through 2011 Honda Civics. The Honda Civic uses a Clevis type lower mount that requires some special attention during removal and installation to help prevent noise issues. A Clevis style mount uses a steel sleeve in the center of the shock bushing that is secured between two brackets on the vehicle. Unlike a normal rubber bushing loop where the bolt is press-fit tightly into the softer rubber bushing, this type of mount works much like a vise where the brackets are holding the sleeve in place by the sides. Securing the sleeve by the sides is required because some clearance is necessary for the bolt to slide through the sleeve. The key to ensuring that the shock is secure is to be sure that the threads of the bolt are free of any rust. Also, the two Clevis brackets should be straight and fit snugly on the sides of the shock prior to installing the mounting bolt. If care was not taken during the removal of the shock, it's common to see brackets that are spread apart when the shock is removed and bent at an angle. If the shock is carefully removed, the brackets will remain straight and parallel to each other. To summarize, please follow these steps when installing a shock with a bushing and sleeve assembly and Clevis type mount. Step 1. Always remove the old shocks straight out of the Clevis. Don't pry out at an angle. Step 2. Clean the threads of the mounting bolt. If necessary, replace the bolt. For standard bolts, use a grade 8. Or as you can see with this Honda Civic, the metric equivalent is a grade 10.9 bolt. Step 3. Prior to installing a new unit, it is recommended to prime the unit by extending and compressing it 2 to 3 times in a vertical position. Please note, the first time you compress the unit, you may hear a noise as the compression bumper moves to the top of the rod. This is normal and will not continue to be an issue. Once the bumper has moved to the top of the rod, it is designed to lock into place. Ensure that the sleeve in the shock mount fits snugly between the Clevis mounting brackets. If it does not, you may need to bend the brackets back into place with a large C-clamp, brass hammer, or mallet. Step 4. Insert mounting bolt, set the tires on the ground, and secure to manufacturer's recommended torque specifications. As noted previously, some clearance is required for a steel bolt to slide into a steel sleeve. As you can see here, we demonstrate the clearance with the OE Honda shock with a 12mm sleeve, the Monroe OESpectrum shock with a 12mm sleeve, and the Monroe OESpectrum shock with a 1/2-inch sleeve. Noise is produced with all three, since all three require clearance to be installed. Now let's demonstrate the effects of proper and improper bolt torque using 3 similar shock absorbers. The first shock is the OE Honda shock that uses a 12mm inside diameter lower mounting sleeve. The second unit is an OESpectrum shock which also uses a 12mm inside diameter lower mounting sleeve. The third unit is also an OESpectrum shock which uses a larger 1/2-inch mounting sleeve. Please note we offer this unit with both 12mm and 1/2-inch mounting sleeves. Although the inside diameter of the sleeve is different, either design will work as long as the unit is installed correctly, as depicted through the following tests. In the first test, we're using the OE shock, which uses a 12mm bolt and sleeve. This sleeve was not tightened properly, as noted by the tapping or clunking noise during suspension movement. This is where the shock is often misdiagnosed as having an internal noise or problem. In reality, it's the noise from the loose mounting bolt, as it is transmitted up through the shock into the vehicle's passenger compartment. Here, we're running the same test again with the lower mount secured properly. The tapping noise has been eliminated. In the second test, we've installed the OESpectrum shock using a 12mm bolt and sleeve, which was not tightened properly, as noted by the tapping or clunking noise during suspension movement. Here, we're running the same test again with the lower mount secured properly. The tapping noise has been eliminated. In the final test, we've installed the OESpectrum shock, which uses a larger 1/2-inch sleeve with the factory 12mm bolt, which was not tightened properly, as noted by the tapping or clunking noise during suspension movement. Here, we're running the same test again with the lower mount secured properly. The tapping noise has been eliminated. As you can see, the size of the sleeve compared to the bolt is irrelevant when working toward eliminating a noise concern. Next, let's focus on ensuring the upper mount is secured properly. Monroe uses 2 different styles of upper mounting stem hardware engineered for long service life and quiet operation. One type utilizes a steel sleeve as a positive stop. With this style, you simply secure the nut until the 2 retainers are tight against the mounting sleeve. This will automatically compress the rubber cushions until they're expanded out about the same diameter as the retainers. Please note, with this type of mounting hardware, the cushions and retainers are cup-shaped. With these cup-shaped components, the technician should install the concave section down toward the lower shock mount. When installed properly, the lower cushion will center the stem in the mounting hole, and the upper cushion will leave a void which helps reduce noise. The second style is a similar configuration, however it does not include a mounting sleeve. With this configuration, a technician can control the amount of compression on the stem cushions. Please note, with this type of mounting hardware, the cushions have raised pilots designed to fit into the mounting hole. The technician should choose the appropriate pilot which best matches the hole diameter. The retainers should be positioned so the cup shape is toward the cushions. The key is to apply the proper torque to the upper mounting nut without overcompressing the rubber cushions, which could result in a noise complaint. To secure this mount properly, ensure the vehicle is lowered back to the ground so the weight of the vehicle rests on the tires. Then tighten the nut until the upper stem cushions expand out to just slightly less than the diameter of the retainers. That's it. Please follow these simple steps carefully to properly secure a shock with a Clevis type mount. For more information about Monroe shocks and struts or other helpful installation tips, please visit www.monroe.com.